Welcome to Vintage Things. Today we have Yak Face, a highly collectible figure from the Star Wars range. Came from the last 17. And yeah, if you had this figure when Star Wars started collecting, you had the Grail, one of the rarest figures. It was never released in the US, so it's always had a high price to it. It's probably not as desirable now because other figures, it's come to fruition that there's a lot rarer figures out there. Variants, Vinyl Cape Jawa, different Lily Leddy's PvP. But at the time, if you was collecting Star Wars and you had Yak Face, you felt you had the Grail. Um, I've had this figure for quite a few years now. I actually was given this figure. My good friend Richard gave me this figure. He was he just bought his house, and he says, "You collect figures, don't you?" I was like, "Yes, I do." He goes, "Well, I've my mum has given me my figures back, and you can have them." And we're about 15, 16 figures, and there was in a pump sole bag. And he said to me, he says, "There you are, you can have the figures." And I've still got them all now. And when I opened up the pump bag, there were some great figures there, but nothing of rarity. And I saw this Yak Face straight away. I went, "Oh my gosh, you've got Yak Face!" And he said to me, he said, "Who? You mean Horsehead?" And I was like, "No, Yak Face." And like most Yak Faces, they're in good condition because they're not a figure you really play with much. So yeah, this is my very good friend's childhood figure, and how it came about. I was at a toy fair about 5 years ago, and when you don't know what to buy, and you just want something to sort of just stand out, and I went to this toy fair, and I said to my wife, I had about £300 to spend, and we went to the first toy fair. It was the in Leeds, it was Toys of Tatooine, and they had a Yak Face on the card with this, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" I says, "I don't need the figure. I've got a figure. I would love the card and the bubble." And I think they give me a good deal. I think they charged me, I think it was £100, and yeah, so I ended up getting Yak Face, which is now carded, which is just for me. It's still got but obviously it's an open bubble, so you can take the figure in and out. But this is a figure I never thought I would have on the card, and it's one of my favourite figures. And to have Yak Face carded is just it's just surreal. So yeah, I know if this figure was sealed to the bubble, sealed to the card, way out of my price range, but to have it and display it as it is just amazing. I used to go to toy fairs. I think it was Donington Toy Fair, and I used to go with my dad when I was younger, and he had a few friends who were toy collectors, and I remember at one time he had 5 Yak Faces, and he was selling them. I'm going back now probably 30 years ago, and he was selling them at £80 each. And I remember because my dad and his friend Richard, they went for a coffee, and when they came back, I'd sold 3 Yak Faces, and I'd sold them at £80. That's what I was told to sell them at, obviously. £80, and I'd sold 3. But maybe I thought like some young kid, I might be able to get a bargain, but I was told to sell them at £80 each, and I sold 3, which is just They're probably worth twice, 3 times that now. But you know, not the silly money that people think they're worth, but they're still, you know, they're worth a lot of money. But yeah, great figure, absolute pride of my collection, and I will never sell it. Brilliant. Anyway, thank you for watching. Little story as well, yeah. Please like and subscribe. Probably should say it at the start, but I keep forgetting. Anyway, take care. Thank you.